Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, we are going to go through an exercise in embedding media into the catalog now. And we'll look at two different kinds of media that we will embed. So if you have not done so already, you need to go to the class Blackboard site and download the media file that we're going to work on today. I'm in the wrong class. Hold on here. So you would go to week 14 and you'll find the material from Monday on there, and we want to download the WAVE file, IAIA WAVE. It'll come up as a player, and then in your browser you can just save the file. So I'm going to save it as onto my desktop. It's going to be called IAIA.
Has produced some of the most notable and influential Native American artists in the United States and Canada.
So we are at the Fadden page. If I can find the dang thing. I think this is it, 50 years of creativity, yep. And I'm going to do something, well, hold on a second here, because what I'm going to do is add Command Z. A media file to this that is interactive. However, InDesign will not take a WAV or MP3 file right out of hand. So what you have to do is a file conversion. So what you would do from your Finder, you would click Finder, go to Applications, and you would look for the program titled give you just a second here because I can't get that thing to open. Where I can, okay. Adobe Media Encoder, and that is something that allows you to take a WAV file or some other format and transform it into a format that can be used by InDesign. So when you click on Adobe Media Encoder, and I'm actually going to take that icon and I'm going to drag it down into my toolbar so it's there readily available whenever I need it. It'll do the little bouncy dance for a little bit while it loads. I am going to click the plus sign. Does everyone have the encoder loaded? I'll wait until we're all loaded. You just you keep your mouse on it, and then you drag, holding the mouse down, you keep dragging it. Okay, click the, no, click the yeah. have media encoder. Okay. Wait just a second now, everyone. Just do the wave. Okay, so once you've got the media coder up and running, and you can see the IIA wave, you can drag that right onto the control surface, and it will show you that it's going to convert it from wave to F4V, which will allow us, and that's Flash, and that will allow us to use it in the Adobe InDesign. So now, when I click Current Encode, come on, don't make a liar out of me. The wave. What problems are we having?
It's not allowing us to get it. Could not be imported file format is not supported.
Wave is not supported? Okay, we'll try clicking. Let me just check here. It should take it. Okay, so we'll try it by going to the plus sign next to Q. Click the plus, and then find the wave folder again, the wave file.
It's Adobe Media.
It's a what? Adobe Media Encoder, not Adobe Media Player. Are you working with a WAV file, or who's having an issue with it? You should be a media encoder. Media encoder.
Here, I got the files on the desktop.
Okay, if you're going to save, go over to File, Save Page As, and click Save. Yeah, you got to save it. Go back to the file on Blackboard. Save link as. Let me see what that tells me. And then put it to the desktop. Click Save. Those are just web pages that you save. Anyone else having an issue?
Me.
Who's me? Yeah, that's because you don't have a WAV file. Go back to the web page. It's not the right one. No. Go back to the page. Well, I'll get there. Samantha, are you having a problem? Or are you there? It just opened before. We had it open. It was running. let's see if the leads works. Just click on this. Okay, you've got the file now, so. What's the password again? At least over here it's already downloaded, so. Okay. Oh, gosh. This is really frustrating. More than 50 years. Jesus, this doesn't work. I don't know why yours just canceled out, because it was running. And that was here. Okay, we're gonna have Seth reinstall it. I'll put it up anyway, and then you can sit next to Sonny. Okay. Please accept my apologies for that. So anyway, I've got the IAIA wave waiting to encode. Once I click Start Queue, which is the little arrow in the upper right-hand side, I click Start Queue, and you'll see that it reads Processing with the little progress bar. In any files that I have in the queue, it will convert into an F4V format, as you can see. Since I had it in there twice, it created 2 copies of it. And then it will give you the little chirp sound when it's done. So now, if I go to InDesign, the Fadden page, 50 years of creativity. I'll wait till we're all there. At this point, you go to Window. It'll give you a drop down. You'll scroll down to Interactive. And then scroll down to Media. It will give you the little Media window. And then you will then scroll down to the bottom where it says place a video or audio file. And you will click on that. It will then take you to the file, if you have it set up on your desktop, for example, where you did, Tony,
You started out at layout or?
I was in InDesign.
Yeah, InDesign will load on your stuff. I'm just making sure.
InDesign won't load on that machine.
Still bouncing.
Okay, well, I'm going to put the video up,
Okay.
all right? So now I click on IAIA F4V, which is the one that I encoded. I will click Open. It gives me that little thumbnail. So I'm going to, can you all see that little thumbnail hanging onto the cursor? I'm going to click that, and it will drop the file into there. I am going to then play on page load. So where it says options, I'm going to click the play on page load. Yours is saying use MP3 format. Now, I'm really getting pissed at this thing here. All right, let me see what you... Okay, X that out, or Command Z. Let me see what you have first. Where's the file? No, minimize this and let me see. Do you have the IAIA4V? That's the way. You have the IAIA4V. Okay. So now click Window. Media or interactive. Here. Media. Now click the IAIF4V. Click Open. Drop it on. Click Play on Page Load. Candace, you're all set? All right, now. I could make it have a controller. I'm just going to leave it blank right now. So I then, it shows me that I have a media file in there, and I want to resize it, so I'm going to hold down Command-Shift, grab a corner, and shrink that bugger until I can get it to, and move it around until I can get it to fit on that page. I'm not worrying about aesthetics right now. This is simply operational and functional. So once you all have that black box, because you have clicked the IAIA F4V media file, does everyone have a black box whose computer is working? Yes. You then, to show you how this is going to work, I'm going to now export it. So I'm going to go to File, Export, and I'm going to export it as an SWF. So now when I click Save, I'm going to do all pages. I'm not going to have the interactive page curl. I'll use the dissolve transition. And then when I click OK, I have links that are broken here, so I'm not going to bother messing with them. It will export and will take me to the styles demo. Are we all at the first page of our document?
I'm studying in file open and then what?
You go to File,
That's
Export. You want it to be Flash Player, SWF. And then when you click Save, it will, in a perfect world, bring you to your first page of your catalog.
What are we saving it as? Mine's coming up as catalog.
Then call it Catalog. This is a tutorial. D, did you end up at the first page of your catalog? Is everyone at the first page of the catalog? Candace, are you there?
What was the format as Flash Player?
SWF, Flash Player. And then click Save. Give it a minute, and then it will appear. It'll appear over the web page, and you're not supposed to be browsing during class. Now,
For more than 50 years, the Institute of American Indian Arts has been at the center of the contemporary Native American art world. With its mission to empower creativity,
I've got it so it would start playing on page load. So did you see what happens? So I moved to page 2, page 3, and then on page 4, because I had it set to play when the page
for more
loads.
than 50 years, the Institute of American Indian Arts has been at the center of the contemporary Native American art world. With its mission to empower creativity, leadership, and Native
We'll get to
arts
that.
cultures through higher education, lifelong learning, and outreach. The Institute is
Because what's going to be here will be my picture.
in the United States and
On your curator statement will be, guess whose picture?
Fearlessly examining culturally relevant issues
Now,
with the intent to foster
what's wrong with this picture?
perspectives and
Other than there's no control button.
This is accomplished through academic
What's wrong with this
programs,
picture other than there is no control
museum
button?
studies, creative writing, indigenous
There's no
studies,
picture.
film arts, and
So we
design.
learned how to embed an audio file so far.
These facilities on campus are adorned with the works of
So what I'm going to do now, I'll show you several different ways to mess with this. I'm going to delete it. Oh, wait a second, window. I'm going to see if it'll allow me to. I'm just going to delete it. When I go to Window, Interactive, Media, because I could put it so it has a controller. So I click Add. I pick the file I want to add. I click Open. I place it. I'm going to resize it. Just bear with me here for a second. As I resize, because I'm not going to have it so that it opens on page load now. Now, I'm going to have it with a controller. And you can try different controllers. So I'll try the skin over, seek stop. So I'm going to export again. File, export as a SWF.
For more than 50 years, the Institute
Now
of
when I click on the
American
image,
Arts has been
a controller
the
appears.
contemporary Native American art world. With its mission to empower creativity, leadership, in Native arts and cultures,
However, I still want it to have a different look. I want someone to see an image when it first appears. So what program have we worked with so far that allows us to combine photographs or movies with audio? iMovie. So I can go to iMovie, I'm going to add a sound file. Just give me a second here. Minimize that. Because I'm going to drag the wave onto here instead of the F4V. I'll wait till we're all in iMovie. Sure. Yeah. I'm also going to add images. So I know that my total clip is about 1.5 minutes, I think it is. So I could take the image, and make that one play for 30 seconds. I click the drop down, clip adjustments. I'll make this one go for 30 seconds. Clip adjustments. "30 seconds. So you're going to make it 20 seconds. So now if this plays from the very beginning,
For more than 50 years, the Institute of American Indian Arts has been at the center of the contemporary Native American art world. With its mission to empower creativity and leadership in Native arts and cultures through higher education, lifelong learning, and outreach, the Institute has produced some of the most notable and influential Native American artists in the United States and Canada. IAIA students, faculty, and staff believe in exploring creativity by fearlessly examining culturally relevant issues with the intent to foster appreciation of human identities, perspectives, and dilemmas through art and life. This is accomplished through academic degree programs in studio arts, museum studies, creative writing, indigenous liberal studies, film arts, and business and entrepreneurship. The Institute's facilities and campus are adorned with the works of faculty and alumni who have chosen to honor the school and nurture their creativity and their professional careers. Such notable alums as Estella Loretto, Doug High, and Nan Craig Bassoon, all of whom continue to produce magnificent work today, grace IAIA's campus, along with the work of the late studio arts instructor, Alan Hauser. As the Institute looks forward its next 50 years of creative leadership, we can continue to appreciate leadership. Faculty who have come before and who are here now as we anticipate the work of students yet to arrive.
shrink that a bit. Oops, wrong way. So I've just created a really quick movie. I'm going to, in iMovie, I will share. I'm going to export using QuickTime. I'm going to put it to my desktop. And by the way, this is a movie that I will be putting up on the website because this is the one that you will use for the 50 years of creativity. You'll be creating your own based on this with your images, with your face at the very beginning, and then a few filler images for eye candy. So it'll be your audio, an image of you, and any transitions you want to use, and at least 3 other images from your curator statement. You can use background music if you want. You don't need to have background music. If you need help in editing background music, Pat knows all about editing now in GarageBand and Audacity. And I'm sure she'd be glad to say, I don't have time. So it's exporting the project. Once it's exported, we'll test it to make sure it plays. And then we are going to import it into InDesign. So it will be more than just an interactive sound file now. It will be an interactive movie. And when I upload today's Camtasia, I'll try to cut out as much of the dead space as I can when I was walking around, seeing if we could get people's media encoder running. Is this even advancing? Once again, this is another example of how computers actually warp our perception of time. Because I feel like one of those kids in the car saying, "Mom, are we there yet?" So if you want to take a break take a 15-minute break, and then, so it'll be till 10:51, because it just turned into 5 minutes. Come back at 10:51, and at 10:51, I'm starting it up on importing the movie to InDesign. So I've got my curator statement now as audio video. So I decide I'm going to remove the video that I have, or the audio that I have. So I'll click on that, and I'm going to just hit the delete, and I'm now back to an empty space. I am then, in order to add that movie, I'm going to go to Window, Interactive, Media, and then I'll hit the little movie icon, plays audio or video file. I'm going to find the movie that I just created, which was called New Project. I will click Open. I'll have that little thumbnail again, so I'm going to drop it onto the space. Command-Shift to shrink it down the size that I want. I'm going to have a controller. and experiment with different controllers. I'm going to have it show the controller on rollover. Position it so it's a little bit more centered again. And it doesn't have to be at the bottom of the page, it could be at the top of the page. I am then going to File, Export as a Flash Player, SWF. I'm just calling it Styles Demo. I'm going to replace the one that I already did. I'm using the Page Transition Dissolve once again. What other ones are there? Ah, hell, I'll try, just do Fade. Now when I click OK, because I have some, you see I have down here, I have 4 errors of files that aren't, or parts of the document that are error. Now when I go to Cover, now when I mouse over, it should play. So I have the sound down, the sound is up. Better make sure the movie played. Hold on.
For more than 50 years, the
Okay,
Institute
I've got
of
it.
American Indian.
Okay, I'll go back to InDesign. I'll try importing it again. Interactive media. I'll have it so it plays on page load. New project. I'll place it. I'll resize it. Replace it. Then I export. Once again, is a flash player. You ever have one of those days? Today. Okay, I'm getting the pictures moving, but no sound now. So it's back to the drawing board. I'll try something different. Maybe if I use the media encoder. So what I'm trying now is the media encoder with the MOV file and see if that will allow me to play it in the document. So I'm going to delete the one I have and then wait until it's done encoding and give it another go as an F4V file. By the way, next Wednesday is what they call study day. So there is no class, but if you want to work on your projects, the class will be open. But it's technically no class, it's a study day. And what it does in the media encoder, when you're doing a movie, it shows you the progress right in the little preview screen too. The one that you'll be working with that I upload will have transitions in it, so that it's not just a real quick flash. One other thing to consider too when putting media on the web, or for any viewing in general, try to keep away from things that flash really quickly and rapidly, because people who have epilepsy can have a fit that's triggered by rapidly flickering images. So that's why it's a good idea to have things be gradual. All right, we got the little bird sign there. Let's see if we can get it to work this time. So, window, interactive, media, add media. Now where's the F4V? New project, F4V. Open. Minimize. Place. Play on page load. I'm going to leave the controller off this time. I'm going to resize it. I'll try to export again.
For more than 50 years, the Institute of American
Life is good when it works.
IAIA students, faculty, staff believe in exploring creativity by fearlessly examining culturally relevant issues with the intent to foster
And note, these are just little Ken Burns.
perspectives and dilemmas.
Okay, so if it doesn't play when you originally import it, try putting it into the media encoder and convert it. It's probably a good idea no matter what to convert it into an F4V format. So you will get in the folder by Monday, you'll have that movie from me, and you've also seen how to mess around in iMovie of doing a short one of your curator statement, the audio you recorded earlier in the semester, accompanied in iMovie with some photos and a few transitions.
What page is that on?
The one for you will be on your curator statement. And make sure it has a picture of you. Your face, not the back of your head, not wearing a mask. And that is all the mayhem for today.